Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we got the top 3 point guard builds in NBA 2K22 Next Gen. I did this video 3 months ago when the game came out, but obviously there's a lot of need to update you guys on these builds. So, we're going to do that in today's video. I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, for to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all good stuff, and like always, try to go to 1,000 likes. So the 3 builds we're going to be showcasing in today's video, we have the 5'9". Ironically, when I made this video 3 months ago, I didn't even have a 5'9", or any small guard for that matter. So again, we're going to have that, the small guard 5'9" right here. We have the 6'5" that I really do vouch for throughout the course of the channel. And then we have the 6-footer right here. This is actually a pretty good variant of a 5'9" point guard, just a little bit taller. You're sacrificing a couple things like speed with ball or speed, but it actually has a pretty good direct translation to it, and you still keep the 99 three-pointer. So anyway, we're going to go from left to right on this. This is ranked in my way that I believe I would rank them. So I think the 5'9" is the best guard build. I think the 6'5" is the second best, and I think the 6-footer is the third best. Other than that, obviously there are other things that are involved in the game. For instance, I think the 6'3" is probably the fourth best in terms of the ratings that you can get. It actually gives you a really good threshold at reaching 92 speed with ball and 93 ball handle, which gives you all the playmaking badges that you need. It doesn't have the best 3-point rating though, and that's where we're here to talk about these two builds. Like 5'9" and 6 foot, they still keep 99 3-pointer for the Hall of Fame blinders, Deadeye, mismatch expert, all types of stuff like that. And we'll get to all that throughout the course of the video. So again, I hope y'all enjoy. If you're new to the game as well, like you got the game for Christmas, I made this video specifically for you. Now, obviously, this goes for anybody. Like, I'm just making this video for anybody to watch, but this is more so targeted to the new audience of the new people who just got the game and they're looking for the best insight on the builds. I'm here to just showcase that. And just a recap for anybody who has played the game. We're here to just kind of conversate over the builds that have taken over the game. So, anyway, the number 1 build that we have, the 5'9", 154 on the weight, it gives you enough for gold clamps, and that's what we're looking for. And then we want 5'10" wingspan. It's the point where you don't lose anything on 3-pointer or ball handle, yet you still gain on defensive end of things. So then we go with body shape slight. You don't really have to do that, but either way, you get the deal. Those are the physicals right there. Now, for all of this stuff right here, this is going to be me showcasing what my new belief is based on the game. And honestly, with the left-right being passed a little bit, it's more so just you guys get the deal. It's like super sideways or super backwards movement you run really slow on. So I'm vouching a little bit for having 65 driving dunk now, especially if you're somebody who isn't exactly the best at getting yourself open from 3. So if you aren't really the best at getting yourself open with the 97 speed with ball and the 99 3-pointer, which is very easy to do, to be completely honest, but if you do struggle with that, to crutch onto the 65 driving dunk is very nice. It definitely is something you can lean on in terms of always being there for you. The reason for that, for anybody who's new to the channel or just new to the game, it gives you quick drops off 1 dunk package, which is by far the best and fastest dunk that you can get in the game, and it's really easy to budget that and just end up with 65 driving dunk for that. Now, if you wanted to go 74, it gives you silver limitless takeoff. It's very reasonable to go for. If you want to do that instead, go for it. I really do think, though, it's hard to budget things like that. You'd have to drop your speed and acceleration, and in which case, you're very small, so you definitely want to capitalize on those. But anyway, moving forward, we have a couple revisions from all the other builds that I've showcased. So normally I have been vouching for 99 ball handle. I will say, though, I've seen a lot of the comp people, as well as my own guards that I play with, and then on top of that, too, all the Pro-Am comp guards that really believe that they needed Hall of Fame applicable at one point in time. You're seeing a lot of people go away from that. I think 93 ball handle is a really good threshold that you can reach. It gives you all of the key playmaking badges except for unpluckable on Hall of Fame. Having 93 also prohibits you from having Hall of Fame ankle breaker, but you're only 1 attribute rating away from that, so if you wanted 94, you could go for it. I don't think a lot of people really run Hall of Fame ankle breaker though, by any means. So again, the only thing you're missing out on by not going 99 ball handle is going to be unpluckable on Hall of Fame, and I think you get away with this really, really manageably. You don't see a lot of people going OD crazy on the pluck steals anymore like it was in patch 1, and I just think you can really get away with that 93 ball handle regardless of how tall or short you make your build. So we want 86 pass accuracy. 85 gives us the gold bullet passer, but we want to go 1 higher just to get that extra playmaking badge. Also, it raises the ability of running bailout. I don't think many people really run it on gold anyway, but it is what it is. Again, 99 3-pointer gives you so many key shooting badges. So once again, I mean, you really get everything on Hall of Fame just by maxing out 3-pointer, except for difficult shots. So a couple of key things that you gain from having 94 versus 95. You can see you get stop and pop, you get hot zone hunter as well, and green machine, and then you get Deadeye at 98 and blinders at 99. The list goes on and on. Having 99 3-pointer is very dominant in this game, combined with the fact that you're just crazy good at making them. Not even talking about the badges, just 99 3-pointer goes insane. Honestly, it's really stupid. Anyway, moving along to the next tier of the build, we have defense. So we have things like interceptor being unlocked with 90 steal rating. I think this is by far the attribute threshold you want to reach. It's a really good budget. And then also we have 85 perimeter defense, unlocking gold clamps. This is really the level that I would say is most valuable. I don't think Hall of Fame is necessary, plus there's a lot of defensive badge points to be used. So I really think you can get away with gold pretty manageably. And again, your speed will carry you perimeter defensive oriented when it comes to stuff like that. You don't really need to crutch and rely on perimeter defense when it comes to guarding people on the perimeter because you have so much speed. So you don't really have to hold LT everywhere you go. You can just kind of sprint and then just like that, boom, 98 steal completely just makes up for it. So all things considered, we have 5, 36, 35, and 21 for the badge count. Really good physicals. We do lack in some areas. So for instance, we lack in vertical, strength, anything to do with interior defending or rebounding, and then some things to do with finishing on the interior. But honestly, again, I think 65 driving dunk is plenty fine to be able to get you a lot of really quick dunks when you're open for them. You don't want to go for contact dunks by any means, but either way, 57 close shot, plenty good enough to be able to hit your wide open shots underneath the basket. 45 driving layup, also plenty fine to be able to just make every layup that you don't get a dunk on. You're going to get the dunk like literally 10 times out of 10 though, as long as it's wide open though. I promise you that. And again, quick drops is super fast. So anyway, that is our first build right there. For the takeover options, you get shot, sharp, play, and lock. Simple. So one thing that I want to do with these build videos now is I want to start recapping when I'm done showing the build, who this is intended for. So I will say with the 5'9", you want to be pretty good on the sticks. You want to be able to actually create your own shot. You want to be the absolute floor general on the team. You want to be able to just create your own shot as well as create them for your team. And you being smaller obviously is you having the expense of defense and sacrificing that for offense. So it is what it is. Obviously defensively it's not horrible though. You have really good speed, really good perimeter defense, and really good steal rating. So you can still defend the 3-pointers really well and play passing lanes to defend yourself on the interior. And yeah, long story short, if it's make it take it, you're probably not having too much fun playing it unless you're really good on the sticks. You can still play 2v2 with this build. It's definitely manageable, but it does get very frustrating when people just try to absolutely dominate you in the paint, and it will happen for sure. So you have to be able to fight back by playing some really good offense. But again, for 3v3 and Pro-Am, it's definitely like the meta type of build. It just is what it is. I mean, being small, being fast, being good at 3-point shooting, it just is literally just the best thing in the game for the point guard position. If you guys wanted to be more of a driving dunk type of a player, this isn't exactly the build for you. I'm trying to put you onto what is the most competitively good or gives you the biggest competitive advantage. And honestly, having anything higher than like 65 or 74 driving dunk, it just isn't exactly competitively good. Reason for that more so was just obviously if you're putting more into your driving dunk, you're lacking somewhere else. You're taking away from what you could have in 3-point shooting, ball handling, or defense, or physicals, whatever the case may be. So to be able to go with just 65 or 74 driving dunk is really all you want to do when it comes to being a guard in this game, if you ask me. Now, if you want to go for like a pure slasher, we'll talk about that maybe in a different video, or you can check out my slasher builds as well. But anyway, we have a 6'5", 179 on the weight, 6'8" wingspan. You want this precisely to have all the ratings that I have. So we have 93 pointer, we have 95 perimeter defense for Hall of Fame menace and clamps. I really just dropped it down to 94 though for the Hall of Fame clamps. We still keep the 90 steal rating. We're gonna have exactly a 65 block rating to give us silver intimidator combined with bronze chase down artist and bronze rim protector. This will allow you to play like a little bit more of a lockdown. So this 6'5" right here, it definitely is exactly what I just said. It's more of a mesh between a lockdown and a point guard. It's a really good two-way build. I think this is a really good bridge between those two things. So once again, we have 65 driving dunk. It's very similar attributes in the finishing categories. I really think this is by far the best budget you can get for everything. And if you can just even shoot the ball and you're open, I promise you guys, like you're going to be able to dunk the ball very manageably with just this 65, just because people have to respect your three-pointer. It is what it is. It's very easy to rim run in this game when you can shoot the ball and people have to play you high, and just like that you get the fastest dunk in the game just for having 65 driving dunk. Yeah, honestly, they probably need to patch that to an extent, just how effective and good quick drops are, or just the rating that you can get it at, and it's so easy to get it. But either way, moving along, we have 89 speed with ball, 88 ball handle. This is going to get you every gold badge in the game when it comes to ball handling. So we have things like ankle breaker, handles for days, hyper drive, quick chain, quick first step, unpluckable. The list goes on and on. Tight handles still goes to Hall of Fame actually with 88 ball handle. But again, you can see you get all the good playmaking badges when it comes to the ball handling, at least gold. When it comes to passing, same thing as the other build. 86 is really what you want if you ask me. I don't think you really want to go for the gold dimer or the gold floor general. It's a little bit OD if you ask me. And again, bullet passer is really what you want to just base all your pass accuracy off of. So that's how I feel about it. Honestly, you're going to see pretty much every build that I create has essentially max ball handle, max speed with ball, and then 86 pass accuracy. It's just a standard thing if you ask me. So now, the defense, we have, again, 65 block rating, gives us a lot of nice little badges that we can get. So rim protector, intimidator, chase down, that you wouldn't see on other builds that I do for these point guard builds. Now, 90 steal rating again, it's the exact same thing. Hall of Fame interceptor, you just want that. And the 90 threshold is what prevents you from getting stunned on reaching attempts or passing in attempts. So 90 steal rating is by far the best threshold you can reach. If you want to go higher on it, like 96 or 98, something like that, it gives you the Hall of Fame pickpocket for the 96, and honestly, it's maybe reasonable, but I don't think pluck steals are very good. You're going to be going for mostly bump steals. The 90 is just to prevent you from getting stunned, and you want the Hall of Fame interceptor. That's literally all it comes down to. For 94 perimeter defense, once again, we get things like ankle braces on Hall of Fame, clamps on Hall of Fame, pick dodger Hall of Fame. The list goes on and on. 94 is a very good threshold to reach. I think 85 is the next best threshold to reach for the gold clamps, and after that, it all just kind of becomes a sludge. Now, what makes this 6'5" so elite is the fact that you are a really good height while still having 93 speed. It's by far the most freakish height when it comes to perimeter defending. I mean, it has elite speed and elite perimeter defense, still has the ability to secondary ball handle or still be a good ball handler as a primary as well, and can still shoot the ball very manageably. I mean, you're not lacking very much at all, except for this one badge right here. You don't get mismatch expert at all because you have to be 6'4" or shorter. So that is a one very big inconvenience. For anybody who's new to the game, essentially this is what resist contests from taller players. So if a 7-footer or higher or like a 7'3" is contesting you, you're going to negate a very big contest when it comes to that, and it's easy to shoot on bigs. So I would say the 6'5" is a little bit limited in that aspect, but it is what it is. Honestly, you still get things like blinders and deadeye. It's still very manageable to do stuff like that, but you're not going to be seeking out very many contested shots on the bigs. Now, for any new players, just to explain why I think vertical should be a little bit lower, I do want that on most builds, but it's very hard to balance everything with this build. I mean, you have all the key essentials. You want ball handle, you want speed with ball, you want to be able to defend the perimeter very well and still have that 90 steal rating. I think 65 block is very, like, I would say necessary, but even if you drop it off, you're going to see the direct translation with that. You literally get like 12 vertical rating. It's not worth, and also in case anybody doesn't know this either, vertical is also tied to driving dunk, so because I took that down, it dropped that as well. But anyway, again, you can see there's not much translation for dropping your block completely off just to go into vertical. So again, I do think the 65 block is very valuable, and I think for being this height, you definitely want it. And again, maybe we could have more mid-range, maybe you want more shooting badges, or maybe you want more driving dunk. I understand all that stuff, but again, with this 6'5", it's very hard to balance all that stuff together, and I feel like this right here is the perfect balance when it comes to competitive play. So again, you have really good driving dunk to get those quick dunks off. You have really good three-pointer. You have really good ball handle and speed with ball. The pass accuracy is exactly what you want. Again, elite perimeter defense, really good speed. Acceleration is right there where you want it as well. I upgrade the strength on this because I do believe this influences perimeter defense and bumping people with that. And overall, it just really doesn't hurt to have. So anyway, for the takeovers, we have the exact same thing as what we showed with the previous build. We have shot, sharp, play, and lock. Simple like that. Alright, so next up, we have the new build to the channel. I've never really showcased a 6-footer like this, but I decided that I think this really is the third best point guard build in the game, especially with all the patch stuff considered. So, now, we have 6 foot, 164 on the weight, and 6 foot wingspan. You're going to have to be the absolute minimum wingspan on this to be able to get the 99 three-pointer still, so I think that's very essential. And once again, we're going to be talking about 93 ball handle and the max speed with ball we can get. So, just to kind of clarify, you need 92 speed with ball to be able to get a quick first step on Hall of Fame, and that's all it unlocks ever. To have anything higher than 92 speed with ball doesn't even give you an extra badge in any aspect of the game at all. So it's really all you need when it comes to that. Now, obviously, if we could have more, it's desirable. That's what makes the 5'9" so glitchy, is having 97 or 98 speed with ball, and again, even more speed and stuff like that. But this right here is kind of a makeshift, different version of the 5'9" meta guard, and just makes you a little bit taller and more playable on defense. Now you can see you don't have block rating or anything like that. Now we could go ahead and like drop 1 speed and 1 acceleration off, and then boom, just like that, you could get your block rating to a pretty manageable aspect. But it's not going to give you anything. It's not going to give you chase down artist. It's not going to give you intimidator. So it kind of is just up to your decision. I think this is, like I said, it's just a taller version of the 5'9", and it makes you more playable on defense. Again, people aren't going to be able to shoot over you. They're not going to be able to act like you're just not there. You're going to be able to play passing lanes a lot better as well with being taller and a longer wingspan. And again, that wingspan does go a long way when it comes to defending the perimeter. So the only thing you're really losing in comparison to 5'9" is like 4 more speed and like 3 more speed with ball. And again, I mean, you're just taller. It's literally the exact same thing. I'll just put it like that, but it's just taller. And again, for takeovers, it's going to be the exact same thing that we've shown throughout the whole course of the video. Shot, sharp, play, and lock. Simple like that, like I've said every other time. And hey man, at the end of the day, I understand these builds are a little bit similar, like when it comes to the 6 foot and the 5'9", but that was kind of intended. I wanted to just show you guys an alternative version of making something like that could just be a little bit taller for being able to still play a little bit better defense. And the 6'5" really is, like I said, a really good two-way guard. Now, I wanted to showcase a different guard build in this video. I wanted to showcase to you guys maybe getting 84 driving dunk while still having some good 3-point shooting and ball handling and defense and some good physicals to be able to get those contact dunks. Like the pro contact dunks are unlocked with 84 driving dunk. But honestly, it's not good. I'm gonna just put it like that. I'll go ahead and showcase to you right now as well. All right, so we're gonna keep this a little bit short because I don't want to spend too much time talking about driving dunk guards, but long story short, once again, we're here to talk about the 6-footer where you have the 99 3-pointer still, but here's the problem. You need 84 driving dunk to be able to get the pro contact dunks. So we're going to have to at least put the wingspan to 6'3" if we're talking the 6-foot point guard. And then at that point, you're losing the 99 3-pointer. You still are having what you want in terms of speed with ball and ball handle. So if you wanted to make a 6-footer with 84 driving dunk, it's understandable, but it's very hard to budget all of that together into the same build. And once again, if we're going to talk like a 6'1" or 6'2", here's where we reach a lot of problems with it. So once again, if you go taller than that, we don't really have the ability to have 99 3-pointer once again. And now we're over here talking about things like clamps, on gold at least, and you can't even get that with this. You obviously have silver. And once again, we're here to talk about like difference in weights where you want the 92 speed with ball. So now if you wanted 92 speed with ball and gold clamps, you can't do that. So you can't have Hall of Fame clamps and Hall of Fame quick first step at the same time. The list goes on and on of all the inconveniences of trying to get this driving dunk to 84. And honestly, the only viable height that I think you could even go to for it is the 6-footer. But again, in the first place, I don't even think you need 84 driving dunk or contact dunks on a build that can actually viably shoot the ball. Once again, I mean, you have elite shooting ability, you have elite speed with ball, you have elite speed, just the ability to get around the perimeter. I mean, this is what point guards are more so meant to do in this game. It's unfortunate for people who like to drive. And again, I'm someone who makes build with 25 3-pointer. I'm someone who literally makes pure slashers because, once again, it's hard to budget all those things together. I would make a shooting build if I felt like I could fit it into what I wanted to do in terms of elite slashing, but you can't have both things together while still having good defense. I mean, you could have elite slashing and good shooting at the same time, but obviously you're going to lack entirely on the defensive category or entirely on the physical category, which does also in turn hurt your defense. So anyway, again, I don't think it's necessary. I think it's way more convenient to you if you're a shooting outside point guard and you can just live and die by the 3-pointers. You work with inside bigs to be able to work with like slips and pick and rolls, and they can deal with the interior scoring and stuff like that. And again, it's really a whole lot easier on you in your brain to be able to just live and die by the 3, and if they play you way too high, go in for like a no skill driving dunk that you literally can just hold up on your right stick and it'll work pretty much every single time that it's open. Going for contact dunks is actually very complicated in this game. Holding down on the right stick, it's way more complicated than people would have expected from coming from previous games. If this is your first 2K, whatever the case may be, or if it came from current gen, the list goes on and on. The timing on the dunk meter is something brand new to the game, and if you have 84 driving dunk with silver posterizer, it is going to be tough on you, and I don't think it's worth putting all that into your build just to get that small output out of it. So anyway, again, that's all for the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff, and like always, try to 1,000 likes. And if you made it to the end of the video, put PG or point guard in the comments to show support you made it all the way through. Also, we will be uploading the top 3 lockdowns and the top 3 center builds for all the new people to the game and stuff like that. And just again, to recap for any of the concurrent viewers or people who just want to keep up with the meta or just want to see what I have in terms of my insight as far as what I think are the best builds. And we can just compare and contrast between what you have or what you think as well. So anyway, I'm going to be dropping those probably within the next few days. I'm not going to try and do them like back-to-back days after this video, but we'll see. Anyway, that's all for the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. And on that, take it easy, man. Peace.